All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to the 60th episode of The Get Down. My name is Kareem.
Gary W. here.
We have
I'm Angelo The Kid.
Yeah. You're gonna let me introduce you or what? You're just gonna jump the gun here?
I don't know. I figured I should, you know.
You're a guest. You gotta let us do our thing here.
I just listen, the time was right. That's why I was like, all right, I'm gonna say it. Let's do it.
Yes, we have Angelo the Kid on with us. If you guys haven't seen, Angelo and myself have an original song coming out this week. We're gonna get into that later on. But yeah, Garrett, why don't you get into what we want to start with? Because we've been dealing with something that's been bothering us for the last little bit here, and we kind of just want to talk about it.
Yeah, we've had touched on this conversation about a year ago when it was more prevalent, but I want to bring it up again. And it's racism within our industry, and it's not blatant racism. It's like these racially motivated undertones when addressing the DJ about music, and then also dealing with certain DJs in a certain way. Meaning, so a manager or owner speaks to a black DJ in a certain way, and a Latin DJ in another way, and a white DJ in another way. And I feel like when we've been getting these little hints from ownership and managers about music that's being played in certain venues. Obviously, we're not going to call out these venues for obvious reasons, because we take care of this stuff behind the scenes. That's why we do what we do. And a lot of the times when there's an issue with music where, hey, this DJ played too much hip hop, this DJ played too much Latin, I feel like that it's not a complaint when my white DJs are playing in a place. And that's an issue to me, a huge red flag for me, right? So what Kareem and I do, is we have the DJs then send their entire set to us. Because if you're not a DJ, the Serato program that we use to DJ, it keeps a log of what you played, what time you played it, and how long you played it. So we know exactly what everybody has played throughout the entire night for every set. If we want to request every set, we can do that. So what we like to do is go in and look at those set lists, and then go and compare it. So if I had a complaint, let's say about a Latin DJ playing too much Latin or too much hip hop, I'll go and grab, another set list from another DJ and compare it and see what it's like. 99%, not 99, that's wrong. 90% of the time, it's going to be a similar music's going to be played. Realistically, guys, we play all the same music, right? Just different remixes, bootlegs, and whatnot. We all play the same style, essentially, with regards to pop music, right? So I feel like certain DJs are being profiled, and I'm absolutely not okay with it. And I really, really want to address that here.
Yeah, I think we've been dealing with this in Hoboken for a very long time, and it's gotten better, definitely, but it still happens 100%. And I mean, there's a million things to talk about on this particular topic. I mean, it's something that I think you and I, it's our job to try and help fix, right? Or at least help prevent happen less, because I think a lot of times what happens is it's an owner or someone who may not be fully connected with what's actually popular in music and in culture. Right. And like, there's such a disconnect with what is actually really happening in the world and what they think should be happening. There's a huge disconnect on what the owner thinks should be played and what should really be played and what their customers actually want to listen to. Like, we live in an area where I have friends of literally every race, right? We go out and we play music for people of every single race. Like, Jersey City is one of the most culturally diverse cities in the entire country. So like, you have to be able to play a little bit of everything. And like the other surrounding cities and towns where we live, it's not that different. It's the same thing. Like, we're so diverse, and it's really frustrating to have created something with Get Down that we pride ourselves on, and then have to deal with our DJs feeling like they're being racially profiled, or they were asked to do something because that they're not white. Like, it's super annoying to me. And in the past where I've been more quiet and less proactive in speaking up about it. I think it's like now where it's like when it happens, we have to address it immediately.
Right.
And lately we've been doing that, and I'm proud of us for taking that step. I think it's important. So
Absolutely. You know what? The most disheartening part of this whole thing for me was when now I've had like 2 different DJs tell me I'm not comfortable playing at a venue, and that fucking pisses me off to no end. It's ridiculous, you know, because I don't care what kind of code word these owners think that they can use to get away with the bullshit that they've gotten away with for all these years. We can all see through it at this point.
Yeah.
As you can tell, I'm fired up about this. I hate dealing with this shit because like they should be completely out of our industry. Completely. It's ridiculous, especially in our area.
But the fact that like hip hop can't be played in a set when hip hop Latin is the most popular genres right now. They're at the top. Like that's
pop music, that's
top 40.
1.
That's top 40 right there. So like that's gonna have to be played at venues too. Like it's not really a lot of these owners, again, they're out of the loop with things as well. They don't know what top 40 is either, and it leads to this stuff, you know. So
right, whether they're purposely being racist or not, it's coming off racist. So they should probably educate themselves a little better when it comes to the music that's being played in their venue.
Yeah. I think also this is not an excuse in any way. I think the people that are owning and running a lot of these bars grew up in a different era than us, where they grew up with certain things and speaking about people of different colors in a way different way than we've grown up doing it. And again, that's not an excuse whatsoever, but it's just the reality of the fact that they're much more disconnected from the equality that we see more of now, you know, and we've lived more of than they have. And I think that plays a role too. And again, I'll repeat it again because it's not okay and it doesn't make it right, but I'm just saying what I think is happening, you know?
Yeah, a lot of these owners and managers now grew up going out in like the mid to early 2000s, late 90s, maybe even. And I remember going out back then as well. And it was a lot of sing along, and it was a lot of like house music, even at that time, with like a little bit of hip hop, like not a lot. So I think the drastic change that we've seen over the years, it just like we said, they haven't kept up with the times. They haven't educated.
There's always the music, the popular music is always in waves, right? There was the 2000s hip hop era that was awesome. Then there was the 2010s EDM era that was awesome. I think now we're in a much more diverse, you know, what's popular right now. It's a little bit of everything, which is super cool. But, you know, the waves of what's popular are always going to change. It's always going to be a little different. So.
All right. So now that we got that off our chest.
Yeah, I know, you know, I think that was something that needed to be put out into the world because
I'm sick of it being
swept under the rug all the time, right?
It really is. So it needs to be addressed, especially here when we know we have a lot of people in the industry that listen to this podcast, and we want you to know that we see it and that it's being addressed as best we can.
I think something that we can do, and you other DJs that might be seeing some of this stuff happen or hearing them, if someone comes up to you and like says something that has these racial undertones, I really do think it's part of our job to like say something right there and be like, listen, you know, I don't think what you just said is okay, and here's why. And it doesn't have to be a fight or an argument, but I just think that calling these situations out when they happen would be the best way to try to put an end to them, you know? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. Just addressing things immediately as they're happening is just the best way to address any type of problem, to just avoid confrontation and long-term issues.
Yeah. All right. So this week is Halloween week, right? So we have all these parties happening. DJs are super jammed out with gigs. Rick Wonder is DJing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which I hit him up yesterday. I'm like, man, you got some week, huh? So, you know, DJs are working heavily. I want to bring up this question. Is Halloween and Halloween weekend the best weekend of the year for DJ and for DJs?
I'm going to let Angelo kick this off.
So my whole thing, I honestly, the only bar crawl I really DJ'd was like officially did was the St. Patty's Day one. And so honestly, now that I think about it, I don't really have much evidence, but I do have a story. 2 years ago when I first started working with you guys, it was Halloween weekend, and like I think I was DJing at Pilsner House that night, but during the day I was just out and about. I was with like a bunch of my friends dressed in a banana suit. I think we were at Green Rock, and then I got the text. It was the group chat, the Get Down chat, and it was like Mike Tiggs needs a DJ at 80 River. So I was like, I'm there. I'm like, I got my backpack on me. So I sprinted over and DJ'd there for like 3 hours. It was like one of the best times I ever had. So I think the Halloween music is great. But I think when Christmas time comes around, I think when all those edits come out and everything, it's just so much fun, and it's Christmas time. So like people are dressed up like, in elf outfits, a bunch of different stuff. So I don't know. I'll know by January, but I think Christmas maybe would be the best, but not sure.
So Angela has to like live a true like
Yeah.
holiday, Christmas, and St. Patty's weekends. He hasn't even gone through it. I actually think that weekend that you did 80 River was around the time where you were like starting to DJ some of our spots, but it was more of like the entry level, lower end stuff. And then like Tiggs hit me up, was like, yo, Angelo crushed it. That was amazing. Thank you guys for helping me out. And that was like your moment to kind of move on up and step up in the world a little bit. I remember that.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. And then Tiggs started booking me more often at 80 River. So it was cool.
And again, that's one of those situations where like you helped out in a last minute situation that helped everyone involved. And that's like something that you get rewarded for,
Yep.
Gary, what's your favorite holiday? We've had a lot of big holiday weekends.
We've done a lot together. My favorite and what is the best DJ weekend is completely different. My favorite is always St. Patty's because everybody's out super, super early. It's one day. Everybody's going hard for like
12 hours,
like 24 hours. Right.
Yeah.
I've done 12 and 13-hour marathon sets on St. Patty's, but realistically, the best DJ weekend is Halloween, because what happens is people start to get dressed up on Thursday, and they'll get dressed up on Friday and then Saturday, and then sometimes it carries over into Sunday, depending on when Halloween was. Now, when Halloween falls on like a Tuesday and Wednesday, you get 2 weekends, because people get really confused as to when they should be dressing up, right?
Yeah.
So then you're getting like a double dose of these Halloween parties, and you get the actual Halloween party on that day. I've been called in on like a Monday and a Tuesday, like, oh, didn't even realize Halloween was on Tuesday today. So can you come in today? So DJ wise, money wise, crowd wise, it's the best. Like I'm doing 7 gigs this weekend, and I come in on Thursday. So like, it's obviously a big money weekend for us, but it's also the most fun because like people are super festive about it. Angela, you noted like the music's really good. Like I dug back into like some horror house stuff from 2002, grabbed a bunch of Michael Myers edits from like 07, 08. And there's a ton of really, really good stuff. You can get like goofy with like Frankenstein and like Addams Family, and do live remixes and all that stuff. That's
Monster
always
Mash edit, Angelo.
Yeah, that was so funny. I texted the other day with Greg. Greg got a request for Monster Mash. He's like, no. I was like, all right, make a tech house edit.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can get really creative with it. Granted, I know that it is probably one of the more annoying weekends, because everybody's like, I'm dressed up like, I don't know, Ghostbusters. Can you play the Ghostbusters theme? It's like, shut up. I'm not like, and that was always kind of annoying, especially in a bar setting. But, you can get away with that stuff later. Like keep that stuff in your back pocket. Like later on when everybody's super wasted, like start playing people's costumes and like remix them and get fun with it. And like, you get different sections of the room excited, and it's fun in that way. Kanema, what do you think?
I think that Halloween weekend to me as a DJ is my favorite holiday weekend to DJ for a number of reasons. I think number one, I think the most people come out for Halloween compared to any other holiday weekend except for New Year's Eve. And I fucking hate New Year's Eve. It's the worst.
The worst.
Halloween to me is super fun because everyone comes out early. You know, you're selling tickets, so it's going to be an early start to the night. Everyone's dressed up and there's fun costumes. There's cool, sexy costumes. Like everyone's there to just have a good time. I hate holiday music, like absolutely hate it. I fucking hate it. Like I will play one Halloween intro into my set and that's all you're getting out of me because I refuse.
This is where Angelo and I have similar styles than Green.
I love it.
Like way similar than Green.
Yeah. Like you want to play the Ghostbusters thing? Like unless you get me drunk enough to be like in the moment and I want to do it, like it's probably not happening. Like zero chance.
I just think it's funny. Like I just like the way I especially Gary too. I mean, the way I play, like I just like people like laughing at some of my sets too. So if I mix in like this Ghostbuster, like especially when they're really drunk, people are gonna laugh. They're gonna be like,
well, your guys' styles, we're all different, you know, like your guys' styles are very different from my style as far as how I approach my sets. So it's like I don't like getting dressed up. I will get dressed up, but I don't like feeling that way. I feel like embarrassed almost. I get like very like, it's weird to say because we're DJs and we're like in the spotlight. I feel very like self-conscious when I get dressed up as a Halloween character. I don't know why. It's just how I am.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way.
I was always scared to like go on stage or do anything like that, which is so weird again, because I'm a DJ and I'm on the mic and we're host a podcast and all this shit. But I'm like introverted in that way.
Same.
I've got 3 costumes from the weekend. I'm ready.
Well, I just saw your latest TikTok, so we know you're not introverted at all.
No.
You're dancing around, giving your weekend rundown. Laughed at it though. I got a question for you guys. Is the morning / afternoon after Halloween the greatest people watching that you can do, especially in Hoboken? Just like post up, get a coffee, and watch all the girls.
Yeah, like you go get breakfast and you see all the walk of shame and just hot messes.
Can't hide it that day.
Listen, and dudes, guys and girls.
Right. For sure.
I think the night of especially if it's like not like slammed, like just seeing people the night of a bar crawl is the funniest thing too. Like people are zombies in there. Like you could literally get away with a lot of stuff just playing and no one cares. It's so funny.
Garrett, I would say over the years, like Leprechaun in Hoboken, you know, St. Patty's celebration in Hoboken was probably my favorite. But in the last few years, it's slowed down considerably, and it's not the same as what it used to be. So I probably would have said Leprechaun, because that was the day where like the most people came out. Same thing with SantaCon, like both of those.
Morristown St. Patty's is classic. It's like one of the oldest parades in the nation. Number one. So it has a lot of history. And then it's really cool to see the broad spectrum of age that you have throughout the day. You'll get like, 60-year-olds.
Yeah. I think it's cool that they still have the parade. Like Hoboken lost its parade and it just kind of lost some luster.
Right. Well, when people started throwing things off the roof, like TVs and whatnot, like, of course.
I mean, we had to ruin it. We ruined it, but
it's probably our generation.
Ruined it for me. Ruined it for me.
It was us, Angela. We
1,000%. I definitely, like, prior to DJing, when I was probably like 21 or 22, Hoboken was trying to crack down on like the parade day, Leprechaun, and like all the young kids. So they were like zero tolerance on any ticket that you got that had to do with like being drunk in public or open container or any of that was $1,000 ticket.
Yeah,
so
that was a crazy.
I got an open container $1,000 ticket, and I was like, "Yo, I know a lot of people. Like, I'm sure I can get out of this. Like, my dad's real connected in Hudson County. Like, I'll figure out a way. Somebody's got to know something to get me out of this ticket." Nope, $1,000 I had to pay.
Oh my god!
That's when I was young
crazy.
too. Like $1,000. I didn't have $1,000 to pay a ticket to.
It's the most expensive beer you ever bought.
For real.
I was at a friend's apartment on the main drag in Hoboken and literally had a beer in my hand. Someone handed it to me. I walked out the front door and was like surrounded by cops. I also tried to get away. And that didn't work out. I'm like lucky I didn't get arrested for that, but I just like pretended like I was like just walking and not seeing them, and that didn't really work.
Oh man. So let's switch gears for a minute because we have a big announce. Well, you guys announced it, I believe, right?
Yes, yesterday.
So yeah, big news coming out. I'm gonna let you guys take the floor here.
Go ahead, Ange.
Cream, you want me to? All right. So
Yeah.
pretty much me and Cream got a new original coming out this Friday called The Incredible. We've been working with Ferrari and Ferrari Academy, and we came up with this dope track. It's the bass electro house, and yeah, we got a lot of cool things going on like around the track as well, which is cool. So yeah, it's gonna be dope. It's a free download released on all platforms. And yeah, really excited about it. So
Yeah. So if you guys stick around to the end of the show, we're going to put, we teased out the track yesterday, but we didn't include the drop. So for you guys who listen to the podcast, we're going to put the full first build and break and build and drop at the end of the show. But some of the things that Angelo hinted at, we're going to do a contest. So we're going to give away the instrumental, and all the editors out there, we're going to ask you guys to create some cool edits using the Incredible instrumental and submitting them. And we're going to give away a bunch of cool stuff, merch, some DJ or production gear. Yeah, $100 gift card. So we're going to do that. What else are we going to do? I forget what else we said we were doing.
I think that's pretty much it. I think you nailed it.
Yeah, you guys have been hard at work. First of all, on the track, I know. Is this your first original?
Yeah.
Both of you guys?
Yeah.
Yep.
I released one remix, but this is my first original. So
Nice.
Flowers. So
it's exciting that you guys are doing that together, like, coming out with your first original together, and it's a dope collab, obviously, for people in our immediate area and all of our connections. So yeah, it's going to be dope. And I've the artwork looks great, and I've obviously sat in a couple of meetings and heard you guys discussing. So I'm excited to hear the full thing and see all the branding and marketing that comes along with it that you guys are so good at.
Thank you. Yeah, I also feel like, Cream, it's good that we did this. I'm happy we did this together, because the first one, because we never realized how much actually goes into releasing a track. Like, we're like running into all these different these roadblocks. We're like, oh my God, how do we do this? And then it's like DistroKid. There's so much other stuff than just putting out the track.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think we've learned so much on this journey. Like, number one, just all the production skills and techniques and stuff that we've kind of figured out, and then stuff that Ferrari's helped us work through. A lot of this track, Angelo and I created, and then we'd go sit down with Ferrari and be like, hey, we have this idea, but we don't know how to do it. So he would show us how to do it, which was great, because now there's certain things that we can do moving forward with the rest of our remixes and original music that we're putting out. So if you guys don't know who Ferrari is or Ferrari Academy, go check him out. We'll link out to him, because, we wouldn't be here without Ferrari. So huge thank you to him. He is not only a dope producer, but he's a really good coach and teacher. He's just awesome. So I can't say enough great things about the process of working with him. And so, yeah, check him out. Check out the Academy. But yeah, like Angelo said, there's just so much other stuff that goes into putting out the track, and the marketing side of things is something that Angelo and I work on all the time. Anything that we've put out together, our edit packs and stuff that we've all worked on for Get Down, going through it the first time is always really difficult, because we're creating the process of how to get from point A to point B. And I think once you have that step-by-step process of all right, the track is complete. Now I need an artwork. Now I need this. Then we got to put it up on DistroKid. Now we got to do this. Now we got to get on SoundCloud. Once you have that step-by-step process, next month when I put out my next original track, I already have the process. I know what to do. And it's just going and repeating the process. And the same thing for Angelo. And I think that's anything new that we work on. Once we have the process, things are 100 times easier.
Yeah.
Processes are the hardest thing to work. I'm sorry, Angelo, just real quick. Just the processes are the hardest things to work out when diving into something new, right? And having somebody like a Ferrari who has been through it before that you can kind of lean on is, extraordinarily helpful. So yeah, like you said, definitely check him out, because especially if you're not familiar with the process.
I think it's like, nah, I just think it's important. That's why it's important to invest in things like this, to invest in especially skills that you're truly trying to learn, especially even you can always learn it on YouTube. But I just think if you get that coaching, or you're going to learn this person's perspective and take it as your own and do it in your own way, maybe. So it's always good to, I just feel like, invest in all these different skills, tools, whatever you're looking to get into.
Yeah. And just from a personal point of view for me, creating original music was always something, and having an original song and getting a record signed, like these are all goals that have been continually on my goal list that just have not been completed for whatever reason. I never invested the money in a class. Let's say I just tried to teach myself on YouTube, and while it was great, I was been able to create this like edit and bootlegs like name, I guess you could say. I've never been able to start down this original or remix path, which is really the stuff that is going to be able to push me to the next level, And I think it's really important that no matter how old you are, no matter where you are in your career, there's always someone or some course or some person that can help you break through and get to the next level. And, signing up for this course with Ferrari is one of the best things I've done in my DJ career, because it forced me to get on a schedule. It forced me to put in the work every week and come to class prepared, and moving my tracks forward every week and not just sitting on an original. So if there's things like, even if you're later in your DJ career and you've never created an original track, or you've never DJ'd this big club, don't think you can't do it. You just have to really dedicate yourself and put the time and set the time aside and work on it every day or every week or whatever it's going to take. And you could get there. And let me, being a DJ for 12 years, who's now finally putting out an original song, be an example for that,
Two,
Yeah.
You're going to have two in 2 months, which is amazing.
Yeah. Cause like I said, I have my own original coming out, the follow-up, like the following in December. So that's pretty much done. We're just mastering it. That's going to come out too. It's called Make It Hot. I'm excited about that as well. But
so obviously you two are DJs. So is Ferrari, is a super dope DJ as well. But Ferrari's really taken his career down a production path as a teacher and as a producer. You guys are obviously pretty big remixer, mashup, bootleg producers for Digital Music Pool. How important is it to let's talk about like being an artist versus being a DJ, right? How important is it to produce music in order to further your DJ career? That's first and foremost, probably the most important question. And just let's talk about the differences between the two.
you want me to start, Ange?
Yeah, sure.
I think the biggest thing about being a DJ versus being an artist is, being a DJ, you're somewhat capped on how high you can go, how far you can go, how big you can get. There are amazing traveling open format DJs like a Beat Breaker, like a Rick Wonder, like whoever. Name your favorite open format traveling DJ. But you see those guys now producing too, because they've reached the point where they have to produce to get even bigger. So I think creating your own music, being an artist, and playing and producing your own music is the only way to get to the highest level. And I think producing your own music is the easiest way to grow the quickest. And I've known that, and fear and, putting other things first before making that my number one priority has kept me from doing that. And I think, Angelo being 22, 23 and producing original music he's at such an advantage now, because, you have a whole career to now grow. So, you haven't DJed as long as I have, but you started DJing and now you're becoming an artist. So what do you think?
I think there's so many differences, and just from DJing and being an artist. So like, especially these bigger venues, these venues that have openers for you, you know, a lot of those, and they're like, these venues are booking you for your talent. You want to hide, almost like spotlight yourself. So you want to be playing all your originals, you know, I understand you want to cater to the crowd, but you're honestly, you really want to present yourself in a way to a crowd that maybe not a lot of, if you're a smaller artist, not a lot of people have seen you. So I'm thinking about like, all right, now I know Cream, you've had one before, but I want to make an intro for if I ever do like a Porta, or if I ever do go back to Trio. I want to make an intro, and I also want to make sure I play all my original music. So I think there's like definitely different way, like as a DJ, you're more catering to the crowd, where compared to an artist as a DJ, you're going to be catering to the crowd. You want to put on a good show, but you have to spotlight yourself. You want people to know who you are and what music you put out, and like just get your name in their face, I feel like, as an artist performing.
It's interesting because I think back to kind of when this changed over. But I also think back to like DJ AM, who was an artist DJ, which is so strange. Like, he wasn't producing music, but he was able to walk into a room and people were going to see him.
Yeah.
And he was able to do whatever he wanted in that room at the time, right? And that was kind of all DJs looked at each other and they were like, well, what the fuck just happened here?
That's like an A-track too, right? Before he
Yeah,
started really producing a lot of music.
Right, because he came out of the battle scene and then was doing his open format thing. So kind of the same thing. And then like when Avicii came along, it kind of changed the whole game of, okay, if you want to be a big DJ, you have to be producing your own stuff. So it's interesting to now see it go to, well, if you're not producing, you're never going to be a big DJ, right? It's kind of gotten to that point. It's elevated to where DJs are pop stars, you know, which is an amazing thing to see in evolution over the years. So just kudos to you guys to, you know, putting in the work and getting an education on, you know, how to do the back end work, and then obviously also put in the front end stuff, the stuff that we are going to get to enjoy.
Thank you. And I think another thing is I feel like as us smaller artists, or us smaller producers, a plus of us being, you know, smaller producer, like besides that, is being a very good DJ. So like we can rock a room, you know what I mean? Like a lot of these producers that, you know, maybe they're very talented and they have a couple songs that are coming out. Maybe they don't know how to DJ, but they want to play those rooms. So it might be a little bit easier to play, you know, some smaller gigs out of state that are not like, you know, festivals or anything like that, because like we're great DJs. So
it's nice to have that balance.
For example, Gary, we always talk about the set I played with Kungs that just kind of fell a little short. I think it was because he wasn't a DJ first and didn't really have that, hey, I don't have the crowd right now with my normal EDM set. I need to like do something else kind of thing. I think that's the advantage that a DJ first has. Not only that, I think being a DJ first, you're going to make music you're making music with a DJ mind state for other DJs to want to play, you know? So we're going to align a song or arrange a song in a way that makes sense for a DJ. But one other thing, hold on a second. Sorry. One other thing, something that Carlos Melange always brings up, and I think no matter if you are producing music or not, if you're just a DJ and you want to grow, I think you need to approach your DJ sets as if you are an artist, as if you are, you know, he calls all his gigs shows. He's like, I'm going to my show. I'm going to put on a show. And when you watch him, you understand why he calls that because he has such a presence on the microphone with an intro, with his music selection, how he works the room. And I think once you have that presence, the crowd feels that energy. And every time, if you walk into a DJ set as if, hey, I'm an artist, and if you have your original stuff to then back that up with and be like, hey, this is my track, it's coming out next Saturday or next Friday, it's even more just like confirmation with the crowd that like, oh, this guy really is legit. Like he's got his original music and this track is dope and it sounds good. And he could play a dope open format set. So look at your sets like they are shows. And, if you have a microphone, you need to have a microphone presence. You need to have some confidence up there and smile and dance and have a good time and like really let people know that you own the room.
Right, and it's only going to make your DJ set better. Just point blank. And that's why Carlos always he always delivers. Every set, because he goes in with that confidence and that aura that like, I'm going to own this room, and and like I said, he delivers it every time.
Oh, Kareem, you're muted.
Did we lose Kareem?
Yeah, we lost Kareem.
All right, we're gonna have to pause.
Yeah.
Hold on, you got me back?
Yeah. There he is.
What I was saying was, this Saturday night at Birch, Carlos and I are playing together, and it's the first time we played together probably in 8 years. I don't even know. It's been a really long time.
Wow.
So
West
if
five?
Birch burns to the ground, you know why? Because I'm super excited. I'm gonna come with my like A+++ game, because I know Carlos is gonna come with his A+ game, and like that always drives me to have a better set too. So.
All right. I think we should round it out. I know we got a lot of gigs coming up this weekend. Do we want to go around and you guys want to tell everybody where you're going to be this weekend?
Go ahead, Gary. You start.
All right. Well, I fly up. God, when do I fly up? Thursday. Latin night, 626. Friday, 80 River. Last time I was at 80 River, it was a wild time from like open to close. It was aggressive in there. It was like,
I popped in.
Crazy.
It was a fun time.
So if you're in the area, pop in, say what's up, do a shot in your costume, keep it moving. Saturday afternoon, I will be at 626 again for drag brunch. It's always a staple for me when I come in. Saturday night, where the heck am I? Oh, Ashford. I'm at the Ashford in Jersey City. That's going to be a great time. Probably have 800,000 people and 800 to 1,000 people in there. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
As it always is. Sunday for football, the Shepherd in Hoboken until like 7, and then popping over to 626 to round out the weekend.
Big weekend.
For a little Halloween party, which I'm sure Sunday night at 6 is going to be aggressive. So be ready.
I think everything at 6 is going to be aggressive this weekend.
Yeah. You know what? Saturday, I need pictures of UFO. So on Saturday, guys, if I want all listeners to go look for a picture of what UFO is wearing on Saturday, because it's going to be quite entertaining. Go follow him on Instagram.
And what do you got lined up?
Yeah.
So Thursday, I'm doing football at Wicked Wolf. Friday, Ashford. Saturday during the day, I'm at Wicked Wolf again for 4 to 9 for, I think there's a bar crawl Saturday. It's going to be me and Hova kind of going back and forth. We're Mary and Luigi. Saturday night, Tally Ho. And then Sunday night is going to be Birch. So I'm excited for the whole weekend. I'm hyped.
Nice.
That's a nice little lineup. I have Blue 42 tomorrow night, dollar beer night. I've been doing this once a month thing at Blue 42. Super fun. It's a local bar. People turn up. A lot of people try to build towers of dollar beer cups to the ceiling. That's the vibe in there on Wednesdays. It's a good time. Thursday, Tally Ho. Friday, 626. Saturday night, Birch, as I said, with Carlos Melange. Sunday, Wicked Wolf, which I'm expecting to be even more of a shit show than it normally is. So big weekends for everybody.
Yeah.
Like we said, huge weekend for everybody. Everybody be safe, have fun, enjoy this weekend. So yeah, I think like we said, after we sign off, Angelo and I are going to preview our track. It comes out this Friday. We're giving it away for free on SoundCloud. We would greatly appreciate if you guys would go in and pre-save the track in Spotify. We will put that link in the profile. That would be so awesome. We appreciate you guys. And guys, if you do download the track and you play it, send us some video. We would love to see reactions of the song. We'd love to see you guys playing it out. That would be so dope. Stay tuned for the edit contest that we're going to announce in the next week or so. And I think that's it. Actually, one more thing. Last week we didn't have a podcast. We launched our merch shop. So 2 different Get Down tees, all different colors. There's hoodies, crop tops, crop sweatshirts, long sleeve shirts, all kinds of cool stuff. There's a couple cream designs in there as well. So we'll link that out as well. It's Get Down merch shop. And I think that's all the plugs we got. So thank you guys for checking out this episode of the Get Down. My name is Cream.
Gary W.
Angelo the Kid.
Thank you guys. This is Angelo the Kid and Cream, The Incredible, out Friday, October 29th.
Let's go.